What's your name?
Paul.
Where are you from?
Kent.
Where's that?
Southeast of England.
So here we are at the Hibiscus Coast in Auckland. When did you come to New Zealand?
6 years ago now.
Why did you come to New Zealand?
I needed a change, a challenge, and needed to stop partying so much.
So what have you been doing for the last 6 years?
I moved here, went to chef school, worked in a few restaurants around Auckland and travelled to cook in France. I guess you could say I've been cooking.
So the Big Red, the barbecue channel, is here in New Zealand. Why?
As a cook, you spend most of your time inside, and the lifestyle here's very much an outside lifestyle. So I thought, why not have some fun, cook at a barbecue, and eat some good food with friends.
Was it different than you expected?
Quieter.
Quieter?
A lot quieter than home, which is very nice.
What, less people?
Less people, there's lots to do, and nobody else about.
Okay. What about the people here? Do you think the people are any different than in...
Oh, they're alright, aren't they?
So is your plan to be here for a while?
Yeah.
So Paul, barbecue, outside. How are we going to spend the next 10 minutes?
Just cook something real simple, real fast. I don't know what else. So each time we do this, I'm going to do three things. Today we're going to do some steak, a cheeky potato side, and a drink or a cocktail.
Okay, we go to the barbecue now, and maybe you could take us through some of the ingredients you're going to use today, Paul, and then we can start cooking.
No worries. We got some dry aged sirloin from Westmere Butcher, some baby potatoes, some freshness from some parsley, chilli, lemon, and then your standard salt, pepper, and olive oil. Just season up the steak, heaps of salt and pepper. That's all it needs.
Yeah, I think this is one of the mistakes I make, Paul, is I think exotic spices on steak. I don't see any of those in your preparation today.
Just keeping it simple today. Both sides, be generous. And then we put it to one side. We're starting on some parsley here. We're going to make a Chimi Churri dressing. It's pretty fast, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I slowed it down so that we could see the knife and how it stays on the board.
Yeah, keep the knife in contact with the board. Keeps your fingers safe. Then do the same with some garlic. Just slice it up. And then in a second, I'm going to show you how to mince it. So it's real fine. And then a tip with mincing garlic is just put some salt through it once you've sliced it all. And then just keep running your knife through it. And then once it gets real fine, start scraping it.
So start scraping.
Yep. So
what does that mean?
Use the side of the knife, like this. And it will just turn it into a fine paste.
So are you kind of squeezing that at the same time, are you?
Yeah, just pressing
putting
down.
Pressure on it?
Yep, just pressing down on it.
So this is all going to go into the sauce.
Yep.
Okay. Is that about ready now?
Oh, who's that big ginger twat? And then we go into some chili.
Yeah, you forgot to sharpen your knife, remember?
Yeah.
And then you started to look at something like, I know what you did last summer, some sort of nightmare.
Making me look like an amateur here. It's quite intimidating, isn't it?
I think you're just showing off. That's what I think you're doing.
You just run your knife down the middle of it, and then we're going to take the seeds out. Excuse the shaky hands, I don't know why I've got those.
Do you ever forget and rub your eyes?
I'll go for a piss.
I've done that once.
And you just split it down the middle. And then this is a julienne, or a julienne if you're French.
I can't watch this.
And you just want it real fine, so it's going to go in the olive oil dressing.
So you're not going to turn this into a paste?
No, just it's called a brunoise, and then it's just real fine, so it's adding heat but not really any texture to anything.
Okay, so you're going to put that together with the parsley, and the garlic.
Yeah, all in a bowl. And then a good slug of olive oil. Wash your hands first after dealing with chilies.
Yeah.
And then we're going to season this up again just with some salt and pepper.
Always better to grind the salt, is that what you normally do?
Yeah, it's because it's what people have at home.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just want to keep it real simple so people can do this at their own barbecue.
Okay, cool. Oh, and then there's a lemon.
Oh yeah, that's it.
I just slowed this
Squeeze a
down
lemon.
because I like watching this. I like watching this drip. Look at that. Okay, cool.
I think there's no juice left.
That's right.
With a spoon to taste.
I think I forgot to actually film you actually mixing this. We suddenly go to a completely mixed sauce. Okay, so that's for the steak for later, yeah?
Yep, so then you put that to one side now as well. And then next up we've got some potatoes that are pre-boiled, about 15 minutes just till they're soft. Nothing to worry about, and then just hack them up. Nothing fancy.
So was this the only real thing that you prepared beforehand?
The only thing, yeah. So it's boring watching a pot boil, isn't it? So
Okay. Don't tell me, salt and pepper again.
always seasoning at every point. Nothing special, nothing fancy.
So and all the time the barbecue's been on, right? Remember we turned the barbecue
Yeah,
on.
barbecue
so it's
on
all
as soon
really
as
hot now.
Yeah, you want it as hot as you can. You just cover it in some olive oil. Needs a bit of food lube, doesn't it?
So there you go. Again, you don't need. You can just talk normally because we're going to put it on.
Yeah. And then first up is we cook the steak.
Real hot.
So you want it piping hot.
Because then you're going to get the nice griddle marks and it's going to cook for
There you
you.
go.
And the fat's going to render out a bit.
I've got to be honest. This is where I start playing around with the steak and turning it over and.
Yeah, a lot of people do with steak. You just want to leave it alone.
Just makes it interesting. So you just leave it on one side. You don't even turn it to the other side. You just
Leave it one side 2 to 3 minutes. And then you just give it a turn once it's got some nice caramelisation on the underside. There you go. A bit of flame, bit of flavour.
And you don't worry about those flames or it burning or anything like that.
No, because it cooks so quickly and you're keeping an eye on it.
Yeah.
Just don't walk away. Otherwise you come back to Gandhi's flip-flop.
So once that's rested, it should be like medium.
So what are you doing here? What are you doing?
That's the chef's finger, that is. That's,
Well, I figured that.
that's just testing the doneness of it. So looking for medium rare. And the texture of it, there'll be some firmness, but some give as well. And then the potatoes. So you leave the steak to rest. Potatoes on the hot grill plate. And so we're just looking for some nice colour. Don't worry about them, they're tough. Not like texture-wise, just like they can take a hammering.
So we haven't speeded this up, right, Paul? It doesn't actually take that long. How many minutes would you reckon you'd be doing this for?
3-4 minutes tops, and you just
Okay.
keep an eye on it. You hear the sound, you want the sexy sizzle, and then you've got some colour on them. That's what you're looking for.
Okay. All right. That was really quick. I mean, we didn't speed anything up and we didn't cut anything out of the edit.
No.
That was pretty fast.
And then here we're slicing the steak. Always slice across the grain. Gives it more texture to the steak.
So this steak has
I
been
cooked that
resting
all
for
right,
what?
didn't I?
Yeah, it looks good.
Up to the
That
camera.
steak was resting for the whole time the potatoes were cooking.
Okay.
Over there. You can just talk to
We really need to get rid of these edits, don't we?
Yeah. I might buy the same ingredient, so we'll do it again. I don't think there's any problem with that. It's all learning, isn't it?
Oh, Mr. Shaky Fingers again.
Yeah. Too much of a lifestyle, that was.
That's right. Oh, man, that looks good.
So then a bit more seasoning. Taste it every time. See if it adjusts, and then taste it how you want it to taste. Season it how you want it to taste. And I'll just finish this with some of the parsley that's left over. Decent amount. There you go. Big squeeze of lemon.
And then you use some sour cream, right?
Yeah. Just finish it with some.
This is just plain. This isn't like a dip. This is
Just straight sour cream.
Straight sour cream.
Yeah, you can fancy it up. You can mix some mustard through it. You can do all sorts, but this is just quick, simple, straight out the container, ready to go. This is going to add a creaminess and some texture.
And then this is the dressing for the steak.
And then we'll dress the steak. Last step, just a real basics Chimi Churri, which is a Argentinian dressing.
That's nice.
That just
so
adds
then
some
what we should do is
freshness
get a
and
white
some
plate.
more zing.
Plate one portion and just take a picture of that.
Nice bit of flavour.
Yep.
there we go.
It's alright, isn't it?
Steak,
Steak and potatoes.
steak and potatoes. Doesn't sound much, but man, I remember tasting that and it was fantastic. Okay, thanks, Paul. What are we going to do next week?
I've done it yet.
Okay, we'll let you know.